Greetings and salutations, and welcome back to part 2 of the Xbox 360 Last Hurrah, I guess you could say. This is more like, how do I word this? Just jumping into the fray of telling you the state of the Xbox 360's online situation, the store itself, but not the servers, thank God, because I think there's a lot of misconstrued on that one. And also, of course, showing you off affordable games that are actually really good to get a hold of, instead of avoiding all the other god-awful games, because there's some games that are super rare now, and they gone up in value for no reason. Which is funny to me because, honestly, looking back in the history, PS3 games actually fetched more value than the 360 version of the exact same freaking game, which made no freaking sense. So here I am to actually break it down, to actually tell you there are awesome games out there, and you can, if you have a 360 laying around, or you have an Xbox One, Xbox Series X that is backwards compatible, I can tell you which ones are and which aren't easily just by looking at them, because, you know, I've done this for so long now, so that way I can help you and also make you feel better, because there needs to be like a whole entire slam down on this to say stop, because it's sickening, because all these YouTubers are coming out here left and right, and I love you all to death, but some of y'all are making this worse than it is, because people are just panicking, freaking out, like, just buy out, why? Stop. If you had the opportunity, I mean, now, like I said, it's just for, I guess, people who are our age, who grew up with it originally, that's panicking the most. The new generation, they already moved on, because most of these games are getting remastered, especially all the common ones, all the great ones, you know? But here it is, let's break it down real quick. We'll jump into 360 games that are super affordable, especially if you have a 360, and just want to rock out some classics that are super cheap and easy to get a hold of. So here we go. First off, we have Quake IV. Quake IV, I love to death. This game rocks the house. Of course, Bethesda owns the rights to it, but it hasn't been like remastered or re-released or anything yet, so it's stuck on Steam and 360 right now, and that's it. Cool part, this is the original version that came with a bonus disc. The bonus disc actually included Quake 2 just for kicks, and of course Quake 4. The original release was kick-ass. It's funny, Quake 2 has been remastered and re-released, so there's no worry for this, but Quake 4, I would love to see like a remaster, or even like backwards compatibility, because they had some frame rate issues, I remember this much, on the 360 version compared to the PC. But if it was on 3 Series X, they could probably fix that and it'd probably run better. For example, Fear. Fear is one of my favorite like first-person shooter games. It's amazing. But when we put it on the Xbox Series X, it runs phenomenal. And it's so creepy how they can do that. And all this is just a simple filter, they call it. It's scary. So, next up, everybody crapped on this one. And I loved it. When Slant 6 Games went under after their last SOCOM game on the PS3, they teamed up with Capcom to do this project, and then everything went to a quiet hush. I never saw it again. But I love this game. I enjoyed it, and the beauty of it, the online servers are still intact on the PS3 and the 360 more than ever before, and is Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City. This game is stupid cheap, and you gotta get it. But my only thing I gotta say, there's 2 DLCs you need to get. One for the Umbrella team, and one for the BSBC team, or whatever it's called, or the BSAA, I'm sorry, or something like that. Basically the rescue mission team. Both of them are really kick-ass. It gives more to the storyline and more playable like characters to mess around with. You get to team up with Jill Valentine and to fight the Nemesis, for God's sakes. You get to team up with Leon. You get to team up with like Hunk even again, and it's like, it's really kick-ass, and nobody talks about it, because to me those DLC missions should have been in the main game, but they never were, and it's never going to be re-released ever again. So grab it while you can, because this game needs to be talked about. Sure, it was the closest thing we had to Resident Evil 2 and 3 remake at the time, before the great awesome ones, but this was it, guys, and it's stupid fun. I love it. Next up, if you're a fighting game fan, always try to find like the perfect edition of certain fighter games. Like, for example, Street Fighter is like probably the weirdest, craziest one we all know about. But if you want to mess around, Street Fighter 4 Ultra. Street Fighter 4 Ultra has all the DLC, all the patches, all that in one hit. So you don't have to worry, because there's several of them. Because you have Street Fighter 4, Super Street Fighter 4, Street Fighter 4, the Arcade Edition 2012. This is the one you want to mess with. This is the one that has everything's balanced perfect. Everything's right there. It's pretty much like the Grand Poobah finale, and it's awesome. This is the one. But it's kind of like cheap. I got this like $15, not too bad. But yeah, and it also is backwards compatible, so no problem. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Let's see, move it up. Oops, sorry. Mix it there. Next, Terminator Salvation. This one's actually kick-ass. I'm very surprised. Even the movie is not as good as it used to be. Going back to it, it's a hit or miss with that one, with the one with Christian Bale. But yeah. But this one plays like Gears of War, and you duck and cover and shooting all that. My good friend actually recommended this one years ago, and yeah, it's really kick-ass and super affordable. But it's only playable on 360. That's it. So it's stuck right there. But I do recommend this game. It's better than the damn movie. It's kind of scary and sad and funny at the same time. Next up, I know this game's getting remastered, but if you actually find it, I'm kind of sad to say this value of the game's kind of shot up, but it's always the PS3 version is worth more. The 360, a little bit cheaper. Shadows of the Damned. This is a beautiful love letter. Oh my God. So Grasshopper, EA published it, so don't worry about EA. We'll ignore that. This is a love letter. Shinji Mikami, the father of Resident Evil, and the sound composer of Silent Hill teamed up together for this. And this game is actually hilarious, serious, and crazy, but it's so badass, and I have to recommend this. This game's kind of cheap on a 360, so if you got it, if you find it, grab it, hold on to it. It's such a fun ride. It's badass, and a nice tribute to Evil Dead, too. So hell to the king, baby. Next up, we got, Marvel Ultimate Alliance. Holy crap. The gold edition, we had all these, is very valuable. But if you find Marvel Ultimate Alliance 1, play it. It's fun. God, it's fun. If you like games like Gauntlet, you just go through a dungeon like Gauntlet 7 Sorrows, this is the game you want to mess with. And if you loved X-Men Legends 2 from the OG Xbox, this is actually on the original Xbox too, but part 2 is a little bit valuable. But if you just want to mess around with some classic Marvel games, because this game is under a horrible licensing fees. Oh my God. When it got re-released on the PS4 and Xbox One, it was pulled down quickly because a guy with some cute little mouse ears got really mad, I guess. I don't know. But this is a cool double pack because it actually comes Forza Motorsport 2. So, yeah, it's kind of cool. I like these little double pack ones that came. I always love these little suckers. But yeah, I do recommend that one. It's really kick-ass. Next, real cheap too. Midway Arcade Class Origins, or Midway Arcade Origin, it was Midway Arcade Classics or all that, all re-released, but this is the last hurrah they did for the modern consoles at the time, the PS3 and the 360. This game actually contains about roughly, 30 games? So yeah, I do recommend it because it does have Gauntlet 2, it does have Rampage, it has Smash TV, Total Carnage, Rampage, I already said that already, and Super Off-Road, hell yeah, Pit Fighter, Marble Madness, and Xenophobe, and Joust 2, but yeah, this game is really fun. Oh my God, it's so stupid cheap. When it became backwards compatibility, it shot up to 30, but lately, it slumped down. Grab it, snag it, especially for some old school arcade, and great emulation on those little guys. I do recommend that one. My personal favorite Call of Duty is actually Call of Duty World at War, the 5th one in the franchise, but everybody crapped on it. But the truth is, it's really good. This is the one that introduced zombies, Nazi zombies. What's not to love to kill, you know what I mean? So this is the game you want, and this one is so damn cheap, and it's backwards compatible too on the Xbox One and Xbox Series X. And the servers are still alive, and my God, you can just jump in a multiplayer game like nothing happened, like it's 2008 all over again. Like damn. But out of all the Call of Duties, this is fun. Everybody's like, why World War II again? Blah, because that's the origin story of Call of Duty. Call of Duty 1, 2, 3, and then 4 went modern. Everybody got spoiled by modern, but this is the one you want to mess with. I love it. I don't give a damn what they say. It's super cheap, and I love it too. Another one's kind of fetching up value too. Of course, there's Castlevania Lords of Shadow. This is the Lords of Shadow collection. It has 1 and 2, and even had digital code for Mirrors of Fate. Really awesome 2D, but yeah, this one's kick-ass. It does come with a double dual disc thing, but this one's actually kind of harder to find. But if you find the standalone versions of Lord of Shadow 1 or 2, a little bit affordable, I will say. I think 2's getting up there, but 1's super easy to find. Next, if you love God of War, but you want to have an Xbox, you want to play God of War, bam, we got you covered. Dantes Inferno, based on the legendary story. Oh my God, this game rocks the house. It's ripped off Gears of War and it did in flying colors. Guess what? EA ripped them off. But it's made by Visceral, who was famous for Dead Space. So this game's going to be gory, disturbing, and weird as hell through 7 layers of hell. Oh yeah, I recommend that badass. Well, gee Louise, time ran out again. Okay, we're going to go in 3 time. Overtime, thought it was going to be a finale, but nope. Guess again, but wait, there's more. This one's a real screamer. I'm Tim the MegaRetroGeek. You guys do me one favor only, as always, stay retro, my friends.